Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Stories, where today we're going to be getting out of Darj. And also where between episodes I did in fact go grab a bunch of eggs. And I have gone ahead and gotten some bingos for some monsters. So some of them I gave new moves, like Rathy now has Fireball in addition to her Fire Breath, which she got from leveling up. And the reason for that is just it costs less kinship gauge. And it had other good abilities on it when I got it. So, yeah. And this guy here can now roar and use Salve Thunder Breath, in addition to having a lightning boosting bingo. And Zamtrios, I don't think I got it anything to... Oh, yeah, I gave it Ice Toss, because that's just another thing to use. And the Velocidrome, I'm pretty sure I just slapped a bingo on. Yeah. Just for the health boost. And then this guy also has Salve Thunder Breath. So hooray, we've got some Salve Thunder Breaths. And I should hop on Rathy. It's faster that way. And let's go ahead and use a Hot Mist, because we're about to be somewhere where it is cold. Oh, I've also got some quests to turn in, but I guess that can wait until after we get through this tunnel. Because there will be a catavan stand on the other end. And in addition to having quests to turn in, I've also still got a quest to do. Still got to do that blue Kutku back in Pondry Hills. Maybe use fire? Or we could leave it to Avinia. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rathy could have burnt that down pretty easily. Just saying. So, raise your hand if you think we're never going to see Avinia again. Just avoiding all the small monsters as best we can. Saving some time. Been giving some thought as to how speedrunning this game would go. And it occurs to me that A, there's only one save file, so unless I wanted to get my my micro SD out of this new 3DS, which does require a screwdriver, I would have to overwrite this save, which is something that I wouldn't want to do. So it would be annoying to do, but also there's the whole... There are a few walls in this game where it's basically level checks. Or at least item checks. So it's not like this would be the easiest game in the world to run. But I am keeping track, at least, of what needs to be done and the order in which it needs to be done, in hopes that, you know, maybe someday I might try speedrunning it. Just for fun. And it sucks to be this Bullfango. It's what it gets for attacking me out of nowhere. Right, this is what I came up here for. We've got 2 paths we can go, but it looks like only one of them will actually lead to advancement. So we're going to have to something. We'll have to test them. So it looks like this is the one that does not lead to advancement, which is good, because that usually means that stuff like this happens. Ooh, it's a red chest. So that's an attack bead with some lore thing on it, I guess? So now we go the other way. And there's another blue chest here. Not a catavan stand, but it is a catavan, which means that we could leave if we wanted. We just couldn't come straight back. Well, that's good. Not really. Especially because we're not quite out yet. And also, why did you dismount me, game? In the Tokyo Game Show demo, we were tasked with gathering 2 eggs and then killing this Kezu. Just incidentally. Oh no, Rathy isn't resistant against ice. How will that ever matter? It won't. The answer is it won't. Rathy, I feel like you using a tech attack here is possibly a bad idea. Let's go for Poison Spike. Okay, should have gone with not that. I guess this Kezu wants to use tech attacks, but we are a little over-leveled here because I've been fighting stuff while grabbing eggs, so basically Rathy is nearly invulnerable to damage, unless it's elemental damage like this Sav Thunder Breath. Hooray for Breath Blast. Breath Blasts are interesting because they usually start off trying to make you think that you're not doing so well. But then once you get towards the end of it, it's just fine. So let's just use speed here. Roar can't do anything to Rathy, especially not when we're riding her. Well, let's just use power. Yeah, that's the good idea. And let's just keep using power here. Yay. Doesn't matter that it won't be using Roar no more, though. Yeah, as long as we use power, we can't actually fail. So, this should get us a knockdown, maybe? Yeah. And we've got level 3 Scorching Slice. So, Kezu had a bad time. As long as you're able to do mashing, power clashes are the easiest, like by far. You don't even have to be a fast masher, you just have to be able to mash. And with that, we're actually able to leave the cave. Sure, we'll save. Of course, the fact that it just shunts us on out of the cave is less than ideal. We've still got stuff to grab in here. Like this Poog. Sup, Poog? Don't know what that Poog was doing with an electro sack. But it had one. That much is for certain. And I believe that's everything in here. So out to the perennial pass. Now here is where they start doing a few not so kind things. It's good that there's a catavan stand here, because we're going to want to actually use it. But before we do, we can actually find some nests here. And nests here can have some very nice monsters, like Rathian, which we're already riding. You can start getting Pekos here, I'm pretty sure. You can get Royal Ludroths, who are really good until you level them up. And, like, there's a handful of useful things you can get here. What I would be particularly interested in would be a pink Rathian. Also, these barrel felines, they're great. Like, whenever you can, fight them. They never attack. They only run away. And if you manage to break them out of their barrels, which takes, I think, about 10 points of damage, though they have massive defense, before they run away, you get massive XP for it. Okay, it takes more than 10 damage. Yeah, unfortunately, it is kind of tough to break them out early on, and apparently they resist fire. Didn't expect that. But yeah, if you break them out, you get a huge amount of XP. It's great. So there's a nest. Here's a nest. I'm sorry, den. Hang on. There's some mushrooms here. Ah, yes, we can also start getting new gatherables here. That's a useful thing. So yeah, we're gonna gather stuff because we want to have stuff. Yeah, I think we can also get a Nersilla here, and that is actually the real prize. Like, if we got a Nersilla here, then it would allow us to interact with more terrain features, specifically vines. Though we might not be able to get a Nersilla just yet. I just sincerely hope that we can. So you'll note that we've gathered everything and this Aptonoth is still sleeping. It's possible that we could even gather every egg and it would continue sleeping. Ooh. This is a Royal Ludroth. We'll take it. Yeah, it's possible to gather every egg without the monster waking up, which is actually kind of annoying when you're trying to farm parts for a specific monster. And you find a den with one sleeping in it. And, like, you really want to fight it, but you've already gathered literally everything, which means there's no way to wake it up at all. But yeah, that pink Rathian right there is a dirty, dirty trap. There's a reason they've got it sleeping. Don't wake it up. Just don't. It doesn't wake up from you gathering stuff or from you getting close, I don't think. It's just if you run into it. Also, we don't want to step in this poison bog. We don't have any monsters that are immune to poison. But then again, there's... Well, it is a rare bone pile, but we can live without it. Because we don't have any antidotes, I don't think. We might. Someone left their binoculars here. So let's see what kind of egg we can get here. Basically, as long as it's not an Aptonoth, I'm cool with it. And thankfully, just because the monster's an Aptonoth doesn't mean the egg is an Aptonoth. Ooh, getting some honey here. That's fine. The Aptonoth can try and fight us. Oh boy, a chance for more rewards from Aptonoths. If it wasn't chance for more rewards, I would have just run. Because I have every reason to believe we could get away. And if you run from a monster in a nest, it disappears. If you run from a monster anywhere, it disappears. Like, that monster can never try and attack you again unless you get it to respawn somehow. I could gather all the rest of the stuff, but I think we'll be fine. Okay, don't need no Aptonoth egg. Okay, that's an Ursula. That is the real prize. Because with that, we can climb vines. And climbing vines is useful for getting us to places where there are poogs and treasures. There are a couple poogs that you can only get from climbing, even though they're in an area where you are able to fly later on. Because once you get later in the game, you actually do get monsters that can fly in the overworld areas. But even so, there are still some ledges that you have to climb to and you can't fly to because there's overhangs above them. And then there's also, like, the dungeon type areas where flying is impossible. And there, climbing has to be used. Well, now we have antidotes. For certain. We might have had them before. I just don't know. And unfortunately, we're not likely to get a pink Rathian unless we find a rare den. That's not to say it's impossible for us to find a rare den. It's actually quite possible. It's just there aren't that many den spawn locations, so you usually have to reload the place several times if you want to find one. I also did a lot of gathering off screen, so I'm not going to gather everything. Snowflower's still here? That's weird. Thought that was a Darj exclusive item. Could be wrong. Oh no, it's another Aptonoth. Let's just get it out of the way. Hey look, it's not a chance for more items. Bye. Oh no, we can't... It's just one. I should have just let Rathy go. There. Bet you wish you didn't chase us down, huh? Yeah, still getting snowflowers. Still, the rare bone spots are worth gathering at because you might get egg fragments. About the only other way to get those is PvP. Don't need an Aptonoth. Okay, this one I believe is a Pekko. And we'll take a Pekko. It's better than an Aptonoth, which is what we would most likely get if we kept on gathering. Oh, no, it's humble. I guess that makes it a Vedrome. The adjective lets you know whether or not... Okay, so we can use this here. I wasn't able to use it in Darj for some reason. No. What have I done? That was not great. That would have gotten us killed pretty quick. Yeah, the thing about Pink Rathians is they can counter your physical attacks, which means that it is very easy to get yourself killed even on your own turn. They're also tuned quite a bit higher than you should be when you get here. So yeah, it's not a good time. Not at all a good time. Okay, nothing over here. I gotta hatch my Nerscylla. We're gonna put that thing right on our party. Who are we gonna get rid of, though? Maybe Kezu? Maybe Pekko. Because, well, no, Pekko is great for support. But Kezu gives us access to... Well, Pekko's also got a thunder attack, but Kezu gives us more thunder. I could get rid of Vedrome, but then we don't have jump, which we want to have jump. We want to have everything traversal related, if we can. Could get rid of Rathy, but she's our powerhouse. Okay, this one is definitely not a Vedrome. And it's smelly for sure. Yeah, this is a bird wyvern, so maybe this is the Pekko. Yeah, who do we get rid of? I'd say Zamtrios, but that's our swim. And it's better than Royal Ludroth once you level it up. Once you level a Royal Ludroth on it... level it on. Once you level a Royal Ludroth up, it becomes a total idiot. Decides that, hey, this move I've got that is a side tackle that does big damage but also knocks me over for a turn. Yeah, it does twice the damage of my normal attacks, but I get knocked over. I'm going to use it every turn. Which, you know, in terms of damage output, it's fine. In terms of incoming damage, it is a terrible, terrible idea. And yet they just love using it more than anything else. And we are going to head on over to the rock baths because we've got quests to turn in there, and I believe those will give us more quests. I know we could enter Gildegaran already, but we're putting it off just a little bit. Hello. Uh-huh. Oh, is that so? Sure. I mean, you're giving me a great sword skill for it. Wasn't there another quest here? I guess... Oh, yeah, I got these from the quest board. Huh. Could have sworn there were more quests in here than just that one. And I'm pretty sure I didn't turn them in already, but whatever. Let's take a quick trip back to Hakum, where we will hatch some eggs, and then we'll go deal with that blue Kutku before we end the episode. So, first step, eggs. Because we do got to put the Nerscylla in our party so it can start gaining XP. So this is a Royal Ludi. You can tell because it's a Leviathan. Yep. Just 2 skills, huh? Or, sorry, 2 genes. Here's our Nerscylla. Doesn't have its Gypsaros skin yet, but don't worry, we give it some somehow. So this is, I guess, a Vidrome. No, it's a Gypsaros. Oh. Okay. We'll take that. What does Gypsaros have? Dash. Yeah, Dash isn't great. Oh. It's another Gypsaros. I didn't pay attention to the adjective when we left the nest. Okay, let's change our party. Yeah, I guess getting rid of Kezu is our best option at this point. If we want to keep all of our locomotion abilities. So, we've got ourselves a Nerscylla now. But we've got some channeling to do. Because we want to get that Nerscylla at least 1 bingo. So we're going to go here. And then what can we put into that bottom right slot? That's our question that we need answered. We could give it Thunder Boost. No thanks. We could get it a Power Bingo. And negate Blind. That's not bad. Let's do it. So this way it's got health up. It gets its power attacks boosted in damage, though I believe it's a tech type. And also, yeah, it's stuff. We don't have access to another Poog reward yet, do we? Nope, not yet. How many have we found? 19. So 1 more and we can get a Poog reward. So now let's turn in some quests at the quest board. Already got Nerscylla to level 4. Not bad. Picked up some of these quests off camera, but since they're just quest board quests, that doesn't matter. Okay, so now we head on out here. So interestingly enough, when you call for a battle with a Peko, it actually pulls from the entire list of monsters that can show up in an area. So, like, right now, we're here. And even though later in the game Rathalos will show up, they won't show up just on the field yet. But if we were to call using Peko, we would have a chance to get a Rathalos, which at this point in the game would probably just get us killed. But it's a thing that could happen, is the point. And if we were to call for a monster in Darj, then we could get a Tigrex to show up. And Tigrexes are really strong, but really fragile. Like, they are the glass cannon monsters in this game. Well, they're among the glass cannoniest. Kirans are also up there, but Kirans are even more glassy. And, yeah, like, we could get a Tigrex, though we wouldn't be able to ride one until later on. And by the time we can ride one, we are able to get brute Tigrexes, which, in my opinion, are a little better. Yeah, it's the way things go in this game. Okay, speed attack is just fine there, Rathy. It's not going to win you any battles, but at least it's not going to lose you any. All right, let's go ahead and use power. Again, speed not going to win you any battles, but not losing battles is just fine. Tech is going to lose you no battles, actually. This thing won't use power, ever. So, there we go. Sucks to be the wily bird. I think at this point, the lady who likes to see eggs back in Hakum will probably be about ready to ask us for either a flying wyvern or a leviathan egg. I think she actually asks for leviathan eggs later on, and it's got to be a heavy leviathan egg, which basically means you need to get a laggy. Okay, I don't want that. Still don't want it. Well, I guess this is better than an Aptonoth. It's just an Argyros, but yeah, better than Aptonoth is really what we want here. It's not like I'm going to leave without grabbing an egg. Worst case scenario, we end up letting it go. But there's also cases where we might use it for genes. And let's go ahead and do some climbing. And here's Poog number 20. As well as some Cathherbals, of course. Should really be doing this gathering from Monster back. Unfortunately, Nerscylla is not the greatest for general riding. Speed is kind of low. Turn radius is also bad. Yeah, it feels like Rathy has about the same, maybe slightly better turn radius, but she's much faster. Or at least she feels much faster. Is she much faster? Yeah, she's faster. So yeah, I wouldn't go riding around on a Nerscylla normally, but it's a good climber. Though later on, Tigrex is a better climber. Because Tigrex is a climber, and also a Tigrex. And it's got dash, which makes it great for covering long distances, as long as it's a straight line. But then again, Tigrex just in general is better along a straight line, because they're quick, but have among the worst turn radius in the game. So let's just hatch out this Argyros. Hey, look, there's an Argyros. Oh, it's got a power gene. That could be useful, especially because it's a red one. Fire-type monsters will like that. And before we actually end this episode, let's go through our Monsterpedia, because we've got some rewards to grab. Free hot mists. Rock Salt Tuna can be used to give XP to things. Poison Knives are nice. Defense Nutriments will be nice later on. Paint Berries have the potential to become nice. Sonic Bombs can be very good against monsters that are susceptible to them. Adamant Charm is pretty good, especially when you're doing endgame tower stuff. And there we go, another Strength Nutriment. All right. Now for the monsties. I'll take free herbs. T-Res Bead isn't amazing. Blue mushrooms are nice. I don't recall what H crystals are. Critical Bead could be good. Those stats right there, they show you what a good endgame monster Barioth is. Like, it's good. Can't wait till we can use it. Though in terms of Barioth's field moves, I believe it's Fly and Rockbreaker. Rockbreaker isn't amazing, but it is something. We don't have a Rockbreaker, do we? I would need to have Kutku in here, which means that Pekka would have to go, but that's fine. Rocks don't need breaking all that often. Meh. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Join us next time when we kill that Zamtrios and also probably enter Gildegarin. See you then, friends.